All right, guys, this is our last unit for similarity. Instead, we're going to be talking about proportions in triangles. And so I changed notes a little bit this time. This time I gave you the whole theorem, and then we'll actually draw the picture, make our own example, and then we got some to work out on the back. Okay. Now I am going to use a ruler so I can make my drawings as accurate as possible. But you can just rough draw it if you want to. So we've got the side splitter theorem, the parallel lines and transversal corollary. That means it's a corollary. It comes off of this theorem. And then we have the triangle angle bisector theorem. So side splitter theorem says if a line is parallel to one side of a triangle and intersects the other two sides, then it divides those sides proportionally. And so let's just make a triangle here. Okay, so just make a triangle. We can call it, let's call it R. That top one should be T and then V. And then from RV, that's funny, I'm going to come up a little bit and make a new segment. And then we'll call it SU. All right. And then because of the way I've drawn it, we know that SU is parallel to RV. Put our parallel arrows on there. And so what we can say here is that we've fulfilled the theorem. We've got a line parallel to the side of a triangle, and it's intersecting the two sides. It divides this side and this side proportionally. So we could write it as TS over SR equals TU over UV. So in other words, TS over SR equals TU over UV. Okay, and let's just say, let's put some numbers in here so you can see it. Let's just pretend that's 10 and 4. This is 8, and this will be X. We have to find X. Okay, that's probably not drawn accurately, but it's whatever. And so you basically just follow this, and you kind of put, it's like top over bottom, really easy. 10 over 4 equals 8 over X. Cross multiply, 10x equals 32, divide 10, x equals 3.2. And that's okay to get a decimal, that's fine. Okay, so with the parallel lines, if three parallel lines intersect two transversals, so let me draw that. Kind of like three parallel lines. So these would be my three lines, my three parallel lines. And let's say we have a transversal this way, and then maybe another one this way. Right? And let's call this little piece, okay, so there's three parallel lines intersecting two transversals. Then the segments intercepted on the transversals are proportional. That sounds kind of weird, but all that means is, like this little segment right here, sorry, my hand's covering up. This little segment right here, let's call it A, and this one below it, we'll call it B, and then we'll have a C and a D. So this section of the theorem says the segments intercepted on the transversals. That means these little pieces that we've called A, B, C, D. They are proportional. And so you set it up as A over B, equals C over D. Top over bottom, top over bottom. All right. It's identical to this in the sense that it's top over bottom. And so let's say that we had A was 4, and let's say that 6 was B. We said C was 5. We want to know what that other one is. So we set this up. 4 over 6, top over bottom, equals 5 over X, top over bottom. Cross multiply. 4X equals 30. Divide 4. X equals 7.5. All right. Scoot that up. Oops, scoot that up just a little bit. Okay. The triangle angle bisector theorem. So let me get the triangle drawn first. And if you're taking these notes and watching the video, it's probably a good idea to draw what I've got so you know what we're referencing. All right, so we're going to call this P, R, and S. And then here from S, I'm going to like just kind of rough draw it. We're going to bisect this angle, so we're going to cut it in half. It's going to intercept the other side, PR. And then to show that it's bisected, we put these little arc. Oops, that's supposed to be 1. That almost looks like 2. So there's 1 arc apiece, and so that's your indication that that angle has been bisected, okay? And this intersection point, we'll call it Q. So if a ray bisects an angle of a triangle, now I didn't draw the full ray, so you could extend this out even farther, but I'm just going to draw it to where it intersects the side. Then it divides the opposite side. So the side opposite angle S would be PR. This opposite side is divided into 2 segments that are proportional to the other 2 sides of the triangle. So the way we write that, we could say PQ over QR. So the sides opposite the bisected angle, PQ and QR, is equal to PS over SR. Okay, so it's like top over bottom, and then kind of top over bottom if you kind of read it left to right. Yeah, that makes sense. Top over bottom, and then kind of top over bottom again. So let's put some numbers in here. Let's say this was 10, this was 4, this is 12, and this is we want to know. Okay, so we just set that up. So PQ over QR, so we go down this side. 10 over 4 equals 12 over X. Cross multiply. So 10X equals 448. Divide 10. X equals 4.8. Okay? And that's really it. I mean, you've done these setup proportions and solve for a week now. This should be pretty easy to you at this point. You just set them up appropriately and solve it. All right? Let's look at some problems. Now I'm gonna go through these kind of quickly because I don't want this video to be too long. So we've got 2 side splitters, 2 parallel lines, 2 angle bisectors. Okay, and it's the big idea: top over bottom, essentially. So I'm going to read down the triangle for here. So this would be 12 over 20 equals, now because I went down from top to bottom, you have to go that same way. Don't flip the order over here. So the 2x plus 7 is on top. Okay, so we'll cross multiply. I'm going to write the x part first. I'm going to put it over here. So 20 times 2x plus 7 equals 12 times 45, which is 540. Do your distribute. And now we'll subtract the 140. That ends up being 400. We'll divide 40. X equals 10. All right, same thing. Now notice on this side, on this problem, they told me that the top portion was 8 and then that the whole length was 12. Well, I need to know this little tiny piece right here. So how do I get that? You simply do 12 subtract 8 to get 4. Usually if they give you the whole piece, you need to do whole, subtract what they gave you to get the one you need. Okay? So now we'll do 8 over 4. So 8 was on top, so what's on top over here is the 18 over x plus 4. Cross multiply. So 8 times x plus 4 equals 72. Do your distribute. Now we'll start solving. So subtract 32. 8x equals 40. Divide the 8. X equals 5. All right. Now move on to the parallel ones. So again, you could read either way, go this way or this way. I decided to do the x plus 2 first. So x plus 2 over 12 equal. Now because I start with x plus 2, I got to start with the same order. That'd be 6 over 8. Cross multiply. So 8 times x plus 2 equals 72. Do our distribute. Now we'll subtract the 16. X equals 7. All right. Notice again here. This side is okay. I got both pieces. Over here, they gave me the 4, and the whole length is 6. I need this tiny little section. So the whole minus the little piece I have equals the piece I need. So 2. And now we'll set it up. So this time I went, I started going this way. I did that so I wanted you to see you could set it up either way. What I mean is, like on this problem, I went this way, making my proportions. On this problem, I went the other direction, more in a right-left. This is more of a left-right. You can honestly do it either way. It does not matter. All right, cross multiply. 2 times 2x minus 4 equals 16. Do my distribute. Now I'm going to add 8. 4x equals 24. Divide 4. X is going to equal 6. Alrighty. Okay. Angle bisector problem. So I kind of start with the flattest the flat side across from the bisected angle. And so I said 8 over x plus 8 first. So I went this way. Now, because I started with 8, I need to start my next fraction with the side attached that's on the same triangle with it, if that makes any sense. So I started with 8, so I come up here to 12, and that is over 27. Do your cross multiplication, so 12 times x plus 8 equals 8 times 27, which is 216. 12x plus 96 equals 216. That will give us 120. And we divide 12. So we get x to be 10. Okay. Again, I always look for the bisected angle, start across from it. I know one piece, and then I know the whole thing. I need the other piece, though. So 28 subtract 8 is going to give me the piece I need of 20. And so I said 8 over 20. I start with 8. Because I start with 8, I go up to the one above it. Next, that'd be 2x minus 8 over 25. Cross multiply again. You're probably sick of cross multiplying at this point. Sorry, can't talk. 8 times 25 is 200. Do our distribution. Now I'm going to add 160. Oh, you can't see that. I'm sorry. Speed that up a little bit. Let's speed up some more so I got some room. 40x equals 200 plus 160 is 360. And we'll divide 40. X should be 9. All right, that's really it. All you need to know is those theorems, and essentially you need to know top over bottom. I mean, you can think about it as top over bottom or bottom over top. It's the same either way as far as being proportional. So you have your homework assignment. I think I was nice to you and gave you just 12 problems because it's Friday. We got a 3-day weekend coming up. I don't want to bog you down with homework. Excuse me. Especially considering the day we come back to school on Tuesday, you have a test. So be prepared for that. Make sure you watch this video all the way through before you do your homework. And as always, if you need help, let me know.